Welcome to Exploring the Holos. My name is Andy. Today I'd like to talk about America first. You probably heard that before, right? From politicians and maybe other people. Has it ever really been America first? Did you ever stop to really think about that? Or is that just something they tell you to get your vote? How many times have politicians on both sides of the aisle told you there's no money for Social Security or Medicare for all or paid family leave or any of these other extremely popular policies that would really make everybody's life better? There's nothing else they can do about homelessness. But on the other hand, it seems like whenever there's a war in a different country, there always seems to be plenty of money for that. And if a politician puts up a bill in Congress, it always passes easily. But when it comes to anything for the American population to make their lives better, there's never enough money. And when you compare the amount of money being spent on wars and killing and aiding countries that are our allies in the killing of civilians or helping them with weapons and so on and so forth, it seems like it's an astronomical number, billions and billions of dollars. And when it comes to our own defense budget, you could say that's America first, but we all know that that defense budget is spent mostly in other countries. And that is nearly $1 trillion per year. And the Pentagon, the Department of Defense, for 6 years now, they have failed their own self-audits. They cannot come up with excuses as to where the money is going. So your hard-earned tax money is going somewhere, and they will not tell you where. They can't tell you where because you probably wouldn't be very happy. And they want to keep the people happy. So they make promises domestically that they do not deliver on. And they save that money for foreign wars. And mainstream media covers for them. Even like CNN and MSNBC, more liberal, are just as bad as Fox as far as omitting what's really going on. They do lie to a certain extent, but the main point is they just don't talk about it. And that's really a shame. And especially the older generation, things are starting to change now, but people like my parents, they just believe what the news tells them, and that's the truth. Because in the past, you only had 3 major networks, and the news was more trustworthy back then. I do believe that they lied somewhat to pass some propaganda that the military or whatever wanted them to believe in, but it's gotten steadily worse since then. And even with the last deal going on in Israel and Gaza, it sounds strikingly similar to what we were told about 9/11, the way we were told that there's, terrorists down in these holes and we got to bomb the hell out of them, to keep the war over there. And it's eerily similar. The government can't come up with any proof, and any journalists that want to expose the proof are usually killed. Their families are being killed. Over 50 journalists now trying to report on the Gaza situation have been killed by the IDF, by Israel's army. And I blame not the citizens of Israel, I blame the government. And that's another thing we need to remember is you can blame a government without supporting terrorists. Just because I support the civilians of Palestine and Gaza does not mean I support Hamas. And just because I talk against the government of Israel does not mean I do not support the citizens of Israel. They're caught in the middle. And I think that also gives cover to these governments who they'll call you an anti-Semite if you disagree with the Israeli government. And that is doing a disservice to the word anti-Semitism. We gotta make sure that words are defined correctly, and no matter who commits genocide, genocide is genocide, and nobody votes for that. So Benjamin Netanyahu needs to be brought up on charges. He's definitely committing war crimes, as did President George Bush, the second, George W. Bush, and many leaders around the world do the same thing. And I just want you to be aware that you can't just believe the media. You need to use logic and reason. Always be guided by logic and reason, and do a little bit of digging and get your news from a wide range of sources. The Lever is a good one. It's a print. Well, you can get it on the internet, but they're a good one. And Intercept is a good one. It's very true. And I guess that's all I got for that. But beware of the propaganda. And have a safe week. I do have a new stand, as you can see. My wife helped me out with that for my birthday. So if you want to thank her in the comments, that would be great. And have a great, safe week. Ad Astra, my friends.